In a discreet office inside New York's FBI headquarters, the assistant special agent in charge of violent crimes and crimes against children, Michael Osborn, is tackling a growing crisis in America: online child sexual exploitation.
Those individuals that are out there exploiting our most vulnerable victims are using a variety of different social media platforms.
Osborn, who has spent years putting pedophiles behind bars, says that predatory behavior online is different from all other forms of human trafficking.
Online child exploitation is really those individuals that use the internet to target and exploit kids for child pornography or to meet for sex, things of that nature, as compared to human trafficking, where you have individuals that are really trading and selling the commodity.
That distinction, all the more abhorrent because the victims can be so young and the online abuse ongoing.
Perfect example is sextortion. A lot of times they'll take control of their child's computer, and through that they'll be able to ask for images of the child, and then at some point when the child gives them an image, they capture that.
Once they have a child's information, predators use it to groom their victims, coercing and blackmailing them, eventually selling the illicit images and videos on the dark corners of the web over and over again, making the exploitation never ending, even if a child is rescued. And as the technology advances and social media platforms mushroom, it only gets easier for perpetrators to hide their crimes and the money that goes with it.
Every trafficker that we've seen has more than one victim. They are doing this as a business. They're doing this to support themselves.
A business that Queens prosecutor Jessica Milton believes is proliferating because many times loved ones are in the dark about what's really going on.
Because traffickers can be targeting victims without people in their lives knowing that they're being recruited through social media and Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat.
And on sites like the now defunct Backpage.com, a huge online marketplace synonymous with sex ads that was shut down by the Justice Department in a 93-count indictment.
They were coaching folks on how to make their ads more acceptable and avoid detection.
Rachel Lloyd, founder of the survivor advocacy group GEMS, has lived through the horrors of being trafficked and knows just how hard it is to stay ahead of trafficking sites like Backpage. We rode with Rachel to trafficking hotspots in New York.
Backpage staffers had a whole kind of script in how to coach pimps and traffickers. There's been the development of like algorithms to be able to kind of suss out certain keywords. By the time folks catch up with that, traffickers, Johns, etc. have changed the types of words or have been smarter about kind of hiding.
Now that Backpage is gone, other sites have popped up in its place. Proof that more needs to be done to protect our most vulnerable from being targeted.
It's always about the vulnerability.
Vulnerabilities that need to be addressed through awareness, education, and tougher laws. The key to putting an end to online child exploitation, as well as holding social media providers accountable. And what do you think about that?
I'm sure that most of these folks, if any of these folks, had really thought about, oh, you'll be able to buy sex from a 12-year-old on your phone. That wasn't why they were creating stuff, but like, yeah, you did create it, and so now there is a responsibility to figure out how to combat it and how to fix it.
A piece of the puzzle that's part of a much larger problem.
It has to be multi-pronged approach. First, prosecuting the traffickers is a must.
Clear your hands. Head down. Hey, police.
We also have to provide services for victims. We have to give them alternatives and really a safe place.
And really trying to educate people and bringing them into the fold. It is a war, right? And you have to be patient. But we're going to be there regardless.
Just some of the solutions that could help put an end to this horrible crime. Another, remembering that behind every online image, every video, is a real-life human being, an exploited child, whose suffering can last a lifetime.
If you're watching Currents News on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and then click on the bell to get instant updates about all of our newest content, because we are putting your faith in the news.